Here's every NFL team's best offseason move in 2024. For the Baltimore Ravens, it was without a doubt signing Derrick Henry on a 2-year, $16 million contract. Just under 1,800 yards rushing, 14 rushing touchdowns, and has an unstoppable run offense between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Now, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was signing quarterback Russell Wilson. They got a starting quarterback for 1 year and just $1.2 million. The Denver Broncos are paying Russell Wilson over almost about $39 million, something like that. But the Steelers found a decent veteran quarterback that has them in playoff position once again. Wilson has been 6-4 as a starter, throwing for over 2,300 yards and 17 total touchdowns. Wilson can still be a starting quarterback in this league, whether or not he'll be back with Pittsburgh or somewhere else, but we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. Now, for the Cincinnati Bengals, signing tight end Mike Gesicki proved to be a huge move for the Bengals offense. 1 year, $3.25 million contract, something like that. He's been the best tight end Joe Burrow has had in his young career, and he's also been the best tight end that the Bengals have had in quite a long time. 57 catches, just under 600 total yards, 2 touchdowns. He honestly deserves to be re-signed again for the Bengals. Gesicki deserves to be re-signed. He's revitalized his career. This has been his best season since 2021. Now for the Cleveland Browns. In a season where pretty much nothing went right for the Browns, trading 2 picks for wide receiver Jerry Jeudy was a great move. And on top of that, giving him a 3-year, $58 million contract extension, he's been a great return on investment so far. 84 catches, just under 1,200 yards, and 4 touchdowns has been a great season, the best season of Jerry Jeudy's career, and is also his first 1,000-yard season as well. He had an insane 235 yards receiving game versus his former team, the Denver Broncos, earlier in the year as well. Going forward, the Browns definitely have to improve the quarterback situation and see if Jerry Jeudy can keep this great play going forward. Trading receiver Stephon Diggs to the Texans was no doubt the best move for the Buffalo Bills this past offseason. It was a great quarterback-receiver duo on paper that just didn't work out. There was just too much drama, but at least you got a 2nd-round pick out of that for Buffalo. In a year where many people expected the Bills to take a step back, including myself, they were the 2nd seed in the AFC and also having Josh Allen in the MVP conversation once again. So overall, getting rid of Stephon Diggs was addition by subtraction. Now on his 3rd team in the last 3 seasons, tight end Jonnu Smith may have found a home with the Miami Dolphins. He signed a 2-year, $10 million contract, and he's had the best season of his career. Just under 80 catches, 826 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Not only is Jonnu Smith having the best season of his career so far, the Miami Dolphins are having the most production out of a tight end that they've ever had in a season. Jonnu Smith is someone that's been productive and solid just about every stop with the Titans, the Patriots, Atlanta. So let's see how long he stays with this Dolphins team going forward. A new era in New England, the Patriots drafting Drake May 3rd overall to North Carolina was definitely their best move this last offseason. We all knew that this season was going to be in the dumps for New England, but the Patriots may have found their guy going forward. The talent has already been on display in the limited time that he's been in the 11 starts, throwing for just under 2,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 picks, with a completion percentage of 66.8%. He took the Bills down to the wire not too long ago, and as a whole, the Patriots just need way more talent going forward. I believe they have their guy at quarterback. They just need more pieces all around. Now for the New York Jets, another team having a disaster of a season, signing John Simpson on their offensive line has proved to be their best move. He signed for 2 years, $16 million, and has only allowed just 1 sack, on top of being on the lower side in terms of allowing pressures. The Jets are taking the right steps in terms of building a great offensive line for years to come, and John Simpson should have a great role in that. Now for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's definitely drafting receiver Xavier Worthy, 28th overall out of Texas. He improved down the stretch, becoming more involved and becoming one of Mahomes' favorite passing targets, and it's only going to get better from here going forward. He has 59 catches, just under 800 yards, and 9 touchdowns as a rookie. If this is the type of production that you can get out of your rookie receiver in the Chiefs offense, then imagine how he's going to look in year 2, year 3, year 4. It's only going to get better, like I said. When you look at the Los Angeles Chargers and you're asking what was their best offseason move, it was by far hiring Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. Harbaugh has been a night and day improvement from Brandon Staley. He already has them playing winning football and has changed their identity as a whole. The defense is way better. The running game has improved. The ball is not all the time in Justin Herbert's hands. and they're still playing great winning football. And it's going to be up from here. Now for the Denver Broncos, drafting Bo Nix 12th overall has proved to be a tremendous move for them. Coach Sean Payton has found his guy in year one, and so far it's worked out. Bo Nix has exceeded expectations with over 3,800 total yards, 29 touchdowns, just 12 interceptions, completion percentage of 65%. He has the Broncos just in position to get in the playoffs. They just got to win one more game. If they can win one more game, this season has already been exceeded for Bo Nix, but that'll help him even more in terms of who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now for the Las Vegas Raiders, it's obviously drafting Brock Bowers 13th overall out of Georgia. This is a true generational tight end here. And he's honestly the best tight end in the NFL already, and he's only 22 years old. He has over 100 catches, just under 1,200 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. He will be a first-team All-Pro as a rookie. He's my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he's doing all of this with a terrible quarterback situation. So imagine what it will look like when or if the Raiders ever fix their quarterback situation. Now, for the Houston Texans, it was either between trading for Joe Mixon or signing Danielle Hunter, but I gotta go with signing Danielle Hunter since he's been a bit more durable. He signed for 2 years of $49 million and has been a great pairing alongside a young Will Anderson. He has 46 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 12 sacks, 23 quarterback hits, and ranks top 5 in pressures. He's been a great signing for the Texans so far. Now, for the Colts, I would say it's giving Michael Pittman Jr. a 3-year, $70 million contract extension. He's been one of the Colts' best playmakers in the last few years, and this season he's been having a decent year even while playing through injuries, having 63 catches, 727 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now, the Colts are unfortunately eliminated from the playoffs once again this season, but hopefully the quarterback situation improves with Anthony Richardson, and he gets back on track with Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce, and the rest of the offense. Now for the Jaguars, it is without a doubt drafting Brian Thomas Jr., 23rd overall out of LSU. He's been an absolute playmaker every week for this Jaguars offense. And he's just more proof that LSU receivers are one of one, having 80 catches, just under 1,200 yards, and 10 touchdowns as a rookie. He's doing what people thought Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to be doing. And in a year where pretty much nothing went right for Duval County, the Jaguars found their number 1 receiver. Drafting J.C. Latham 7th overall was no doubt the Titans' best pickup this offseason. He hasn't been great, but he's definitely a step in the right direction for a team that desperately needed offensive line help. And he has one of the lowest pressure rates allowed by rookies so far. Now moving over to the NFC, the Detroit Lions got a potential All-Pro guard, Kevin Zeitler, for just $6 million in free agency. Zeitler has helped bolster this offensive line, giving great years for Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Jared Goff, while also being one of the top graded out offensive guards according to PFF. Let's see how far this Detroit Lions team can go in the playoffs. Now for the Vikings, signing Sam Darnold to a 1-year, $10 million contract and him turning around and leading them to a 14-win season is absolutely insane. Sam Darnold completely turned his career around and did things that nobody thought he could do. Throwing for over 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 105 passer rating, he has the Vikings well in contention for a Super Bowl right now. And wherever he lands in 2025, he will get a very, very huge payday for whatever team, whether it's the Vikings or whoever. When you look at the Green Bay Packers, it's definitely signing running back Josh Jacobs, giving him a 4-year, $48 million contract. Jacobs has been the Packers' new feature back, replacing Aaron Jones, and he's been a great addition to take the pressure off of quarterback Jordan Love. He has over 1,600 total yards and 15 total touchdowns. He's 26 years old now, and by the time it's the end of his contract with Green Bay, he'll be 30 years old. So let's see just how long he can keep this up for. Now for the Chicago Bears, the team's first pick, it was drafting quarterback Caleb Williams out of USC, a team that had so many issues involving the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the offensive line. Many people believing that Caleb Williams hasn't lived up to the hype yet. I still feel that he's shown just enough to show that he can be a very good quarterback in this league. He has just under 3,900 total yards and 19 touchdowns. He needs to just keep developing. Just give him time. Still a young quarterback. He's a very young quarterback. Need to fix that offensive line. There's many problems across the Bears as a team. But Caleb Williams, I feel, can be the guy. Just give him more time and let him develop. Now for the Eagles. Obviously, it's signing Saquon Barkley. Who else? It's without a doubt their best move. 3 years, $37 million. Have made the Giants look like a joke to not bring him back. It was a home run offseason move. And Barkley at running back is in the MVP conversation, has over 2,000 yards rushing, can break the rushing record next week if he plays. No doubt one of the greatest seasons in the last 10, 20 years for a running back. The best offseason move by far for the Washington Commanders has been drafting Jaden Daniels 2nd overall out of LSU. Having over 4,000 total yards and 28 touchdowns, Daniels has the Commanders on the verge of a playoff appearance, while also being one of the top teams in the NFL as far as points scored. And of course, he'll most likely win Offensive Rookie of the Year as well. Now, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, one of the few things that actually went right for them was drafting linebacker DeMarvion Overshown in the 3rd round, 90th overall. Despite having a disappointing end to his season with knee surgery, he's shown that he can be a legit piece to the Cowboys defense going forward. In his time as a rookie with the Cowboys, he had 90 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 1 interception, and a forced fumble at linebacker. So Dallas may have found a future Pro Bowler in the 3rd round at linebacker. Despite having a terrible quarterback situation, Malik Neighbors still proved that he could be a #1 receiver for the New York Giants. Another LSU wideout, Neighbors has proved to be one of the few exciting things on this Giants offense, with over 100 catches, just under 1,200 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Now, all the Giants need is a quarterback now. They found their #1 receiver. They got a couple of targets on offense. They just need someone who can actually get the football to them. For the Los Angeles Rams, drafting Jared Verse 19th overall should prove to be a great move for years to come. In the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year, Verse has 63 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, and 17 quarterback hits. He's been top 5 in the NFL as far as total pressures, and he's only going to get better from here. The Rams got Kobe Turner last year, Jared Verse this year. They're building a very great defensive line going forward. For the Seahawks, hiring Mike Macdonald as head coach has proved to be a solid move so far. Former Ravens defensive coordinator and a first-time head coach, the Seahawks have been solid in their first year with Mike Macdonald. They're contending for a playoff spot, and hopefully, the quarterback and offensive situation continues to improve. So let's see how things look next year and the year after that going forward with Mike Macdonald. Now, even though he's been a bit of a disappointment, the Cardinals drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. has without a doubt been their best move. 57 catches, 822 yards, and 7 touchdowns as a rookie. Obviously, a lot of people expected more out of a quote-unquote generational prospect, someone that was compared to AJ Green. But, let's see how things look going forward in year 2, year 3, and so on. Now, for the 49ers, a team having a disaster of a season, you could honestly say that Leonard Floyd has already outplayed his contract. The Niners got a proven pass rusher with a ton of experience for just 2 years and $24 million in the offseason. And with San Francisco, he has 39 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, and 16 quarterback hits. Floyd has obviously been a bright spot in the disaster of a season for the 49ers. Now for the Falcons. It definitely wasn't Kirk Cousins. It was picking up receiver Darnell Mooney on a 3-year, $39 million contract as their wide receiver 2. Both Mooney and Drake London could be the first Falcons receiver duo to have 1,000 yards since Roddy White and Julio Jones in 2012. Mooney has made great plays throughout the year. Now, we just gotta watch and see how that quarterback situation with Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins unfolds. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers found their new RB1, Bucky Irving, in the 4th round, 125th overall. Irving has been a great back for the Buccaneers, over 1,400 total yards, 7 touchdowns, and having over 5.5 yards a carry. He's been a great pick for the Buccaneers in their explosive offense. Now for the New Orleans Saints. Drafting Taliese Fuaga 14th overall out of Oregon State may prove to be a great move for years to come. He's been doing a bit of what the Saints needed at the left tackle spot. He has one of the lowest pressure rates allowed for rookie offensive linemen this year, and he's been excelling in the run blocking as well. And finally, for the Carolina Panthers, their best move could potentially be hiring Dave Canales as head coach. His past coaching experience involves helping turn around Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield, and he started to do the same with quarterback Bryce Young. He's a first-year head coach on a 6-year deal, so things are seemingly slowly turning around for the Carolina Panthers. So let's see how the team really looks come 2025. Comment your favorite team's best offseason move and whether you agree with my takes, and subscribe for more NFL content like this.